Nazis on the moon? What? Yeah, we're doing this. Iron Sky is a little movie that came out in 2012. It's a little bit older than most of the movies I review on my channel thus far, but seeing how it's finally getting a sequel this year, I thought this would be a great time to revisit the original. Iron Sky's claim to fame was more or less its basic synopsis. Nazis on the moon. How can a movie about something that absurd be made and actually be taken seriously? Well, they did it. Whether you take it serious or not, well, that's up to you. Iron Sky's premise is ultimately that at the end of World War II, many of the Nazis left Earth and went and colonized the dark side of the moon. And that's where they've been for the past 60 or 70 years, preparing for their big invasion of the Earth. When the US sends a manned ship to the moon, the astronauts discover the Nazis on the moon. They capture one of the astronauts, attempt to brainwash him, and then a small band of the Nazis return to Earth with the astronaut in tow to prepare for their invasion. Once there, they find the world's changed a bit since they left, and they commence to try and sway the public's views over to their own. Then the rest of the Nazis come down, there's a big battle, lots of stuff blows up, things happen, and the movie ends. I don't want to ruin too much because this movie has to be seen to be believed. And you really just have to see how they're able to sustain a 2-hour movie with the premise of Nazis on the moon. Now, this is an independent movie. It had a much smaller budget than a lot of movies, but it doesn't show at all. From a technical standpoint, they did a fantastic job here because this movie is very FX heavy and all the special effects look great. There's a few places there's some rough edges, but overall, considering the budget they had especially, this movie looks fantastic. Most movies of this budget would be forced to scale back their vision. I really commend the filmmakers here for deciding they are not going to do that. It seems like they were very unwavering in their vision. They had a vision in mind, and that's what the hell they made. The movie is played in a very campy way. I mean, how else would they do Nazis on the moon? There's definitely a level of camp that runs throughout the whole movie, but it never detracts from the experience. If nothing else, it adds to it. There's lots of comedy, lots of slapstick, and lots of overacting. But what there also is under the surface is lots of smart satire, because that's what this movie ultimately is a satire. Mainly of society as a whole, race, and politics, which is especially biting in today's political climate. The movie has a surprising amount to say and is a lot smarter than it leads on. The humor in the movie is funny as hell too. A lot of it seems unintentional, but then you notice, no, it's not unintentional. This movie's smarter than that. Though some of its humor can be a bit risque and boundary pushing, but it never shies away from it. Even though it is kind of a goofy comedy for the most part, I really like how the undertones show that everybody thinks that they're the good guy from their point of view. The movie did a really good job with that. It also does a pretty good job of not picking sides on the things that it's satire. It's pretty much open season here. Nobody's safe. Though a lot of the satire is right under the surface, and not everybody will immediately pick up on it. And that's what I love about this movie. It is a biting satire that hides right under the surface of this funny little B-movie. And you will definitely appreciate it more and more with repeat viewings. The movie also has an extremely poignant, not too far off from how things would work in reality, ending. Really, regardless of how absurd the premise is, if this kind of thing happened, the way this movie ends, I really believe that's how it would go down. So yeah, at the end of the day, Iron Sky is definitely worth a buy. It'll probably be a little bit more difficult to find than some movies, but it's absolutely worth hunting it down. Its sequel, Iron Sky: The Coming Race, is releasing today, January 16th, 2019. But its release is in Finland, and I don't really have a way of getting to see it yet. Hopefully they'll start streaming it on VOD soon, so that I can see it, because it looks awesome. So show your support for this little film. It deserves to be seen. It's funny as hell, and you'll have a great time with it. There it is, guys, my review of Iron Sky. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. It helps my little channel grow. If you liked what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.
Flieg heil, Mutterfickers!
This movie has the balls to reference everything from Downfall to Dr. Strangelove. And it is just ridiculously awesome as hell.